What's up, y'all? I'm actually going to be building a new computer soon. Hashtag Ryzen. And in order to have a computer, I mean, you kind of have to have a case unless you want to have it in cardboard or I guess on a test bench. But I picked this one this time. I've always thought Fractal design computers or cases looked pretty good. And this one was actually a really great price. I got it for like $70 or $65. It was like a steal. To find Mini C, which kind of looks, in my opinion, like an R5, just smaller. I don't know if that's exactly what it is, but it kind of looks like that, and it looks pretty good to me. So yeah, I'm going to be building a Ryzen computer in this. My old computer is an FX 8350. I like AMD for affordability, so I'm going to go with Ryzen, or with AMD once again with Ryzen. I pre-ordered the 1700, so got the cheapest one, but should still be cool. And as you guys can probably tell, I'm going micro ATX. So I don't know. I did that with my last build, which was an i5 6600, and I kind of like micro ATX. I don't necessarily need all the expansion ports, especially if I get a good motherboard. So if I get a pretty good motherboard with good features, then I'll just go with micro ATX and have a smaller computer that's better for portability. Look at my sock and see what's inside here. Looks like it has pretty solid packaging. So that's nice. Linus from Linus Tech Tips would probably approve of this. Looks pretty good to me. By the way, if you're looking on the box, this is from Amazon. It's box 2 of 34. Ooh, snap diggity. I always think it's kind of cool for some reason. So look, we get a user guide. Oh, snap diggity. Attention, red paper. I'm going to throw that back in the box because I'm not going to look at it. So the last computer I built had a Corsair 350D. I actually like that case a lot. It's like the Corsair like 750D, but just smaller. So I kind of like that, of course, because it's smaller, easier to take around, looks good, and all that jazzy fun stuff. It's a little bit more expensive, and I don't know, this one might have some newer features. I think this one has a PSU shroud, which is kind of the pretty much in thing. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I also just like Fractal Josh from Fractal Design. Fractal Design advertising is on point, always hilarious, and Fractal Josh seems like a pretty fucking cool dude. Paul's Hardware, Jay's 2 Cents, I guess Kyle, Bitwick Kyle, all those people use Fractal Design quite a bit, and I like all those people, so why not just go with it and see if I like Fractal Design. This is my first Fractal Design case, so we'll see if I like it. We'll go ahead and start here with the front I/O, I guess. Microphone, headphone, reset, nice power button, which I assume illuminates. I'm not gonna have this computer built by the time this unboxing comes out because Ryzen isn't coming out for another week or so, so I won't have that, but I'm guessing this lights up. And then 2 USB 3.0 ports, which is nice. I guess no USB 2.0, but it's a micro ATX case. I guess that's pretty much understandable. I'm assuming this also lights up too, so if it does, that's cool. I'm sure you can find that online if you really want to find that. And then also, if I go ahead and zoom out a little bit, I believe this was the optional top air filter that they were talking about. See if I can actually pop it off without breaking some shit. All right, finally got that taken off. It actually has like some like tabs that go into place on there. So I thought it was gonna be magnetic, but it's not. Anyways, that's cool. Has padding on here, which is very nice. There you go, you can kind of see that. Right here it says Moduvent, I guess. Yeah, cool. So yeah, I guess you can either have this on here and then looks more flush if you're not going to be using like a radiator or a top mounted fan, or you can mount a radiator up here. I think there's plenty of options. You can see there's like rails here instead of having dedicated holes, so that's nice. You can move the radiator around, which is really nice. According to the box, it says 2 120 or 140 millimeter fans are supported. So of course 120 millimeter fan slots are here, and then 140s. I guess just 2, yeah. It's probably not big enough for 3, I guess. I mean, this thing has plenty of water cooling support. I mean, it says front, you can have a 240 millimeter or 280. Top, you can have 240. Rear, you can have 120, of course. So there's quite a bit of compatibility there for water cooling, which is pretty dope. Since I don't really use the top one too much, I'll just keep that on there and it makes it look more flush. I like that it comes with that. Pretty cool. Then we got the side window, of course. That's very nice. Probably won't be taking this off. Looks like you take it off right there until I build the computer. So sorry about that, but you can see some pictures online if you really want to look in there. Oh, okay. And it actually has some thumb screws for the PSU mount. That's interesting. I've never actually had a computer like that before. Here's a bottom air filter, by the way. I believe there's also one on the front. Maybe I should take off the front really quick, but let's go ahead and take a look at the bottom, I guess. You got the feet here, which look pretty nice. I like them quite a bit. I mean, they're not super big, so like if you're laying this thing on carpet, you know, you're probably still gonna have some issues there, but it's pretty nice. And then of course, yeah, it pulls out through the top. Then you got a very long air filter. So it looks like for the PSU, the air filter, you know, for that, it just comes all the way through the front. So that's nice. I kind of prefer that because otherwise, like, I kind of have my computer up against the wall. Like, in order to get like the back air filter off, you'd have to like pull it, and you'd have to pull, you know, push out the computer a little bit. So I like that it just pulls out through the front. It makes a lot more sense to me. And it just goes right in place like that, which is super easy. Let's see. I'm gonna see if this will come off. Ah, yeah, it does. Okay, cool. I always want to be a little bit careful, but at the same time, I know this stuff's supposed to pop off. I got some dampening right there. Fractal Design does quite a bit of damping, which is cool. I'll actually, maybe I'll do a review of this case and see if, you know, like the dampening actually makes a difference, because I'm excited about this case. So yeah, dampening here. Oh, and I guess I didn't mention it's a brushed aluminum plastic on this side, which, you know, looks nice. If I can get it some sunlight for you guys. Looks pretty good. And then you got air vents along the side, of course. So that's cool. Got filters. Yeah. Wow, that's a filter that covers this whole fucking thing. Wow, that's impressive. Okay, so yeah, you got clips along there. Got clips along this, just the left side. And then you got little things that go into there. And it says Fractal Design on the filter. Fancy. But yeah, wow. Filter that goes all the way across the top of there. Because there are no 3.5 millimeter slots, as you can kind of tell, like, if you want a dish tray on this thing, you're gonna have to get USB, which kind of blows, but that's kind of the way it is going with cases. If you do want 3.5 millimeter, actually, wait a second. If you want 5 1/4 inch drive bays for like CD drives, maybe memory card readers, stuff like that, the Corsair 350D has that, but this one definitely doesn't. More centered towards maybe having like a water cooling loop up there. And look at that, you get a fan. Looks like it's, oh, a 120, I believe, so, you know, that's cool. Looks like you could put a 140 on there, which is nice. It'd be nice if Fractal Design put a 140 on there, but maybe it cuts down prices a little bit to put a 120. Anyways, it's still nice to have 2 included fans on a case that at least I got for fairly cheap. And then that air filter pops into place really easily. Ooh, okay. That was a little bit difficult to put that front panel back on. And I did have to take the air filter off, which I guess kind of sucks, but not too bad. And then I guess we'll go ahead and take a look at the back. Of course, you get another 120, I believe. Yep, I think it's a 120. So that's pretty standard, I guess, on a micro ATX case, of course. And then you got some more air vents. I guess the nice thing here is on the PSU, where that is, you get the thumb screws, which, oh Jesus, I should have brought a screwdriver. Yeah, something very common about case makers is thumb screws are meant to where you don't need a screwdriver, but typically, like, you know, they use like machines to build these things, and then they tighten them down way too much. But there's your power supply mount, which is cool. It just has 2 thumb screws, which stay in the hole, which is, you know, pretty cool. You're not going to lose it there. And then you just screw your power supply in there, and then you can slide it in like this instead of having to put it through like the side panel, you know. And it looks like on the Fractal Design case, I've never had a case that does this, but it looks like pretty much all the thumb screws are, I think they're called Tactive. I'm not really sure what they're called, but god damn, I knew I was stupid, but jeez. Why does that, okay. The side panel comes off really weird from what I saw there, but I guess the nice thing is, the thumb screws stay on the side panel, which is pretty cool. It's pretty well open up, I guess. I mean, you got the PCI Express expansion slots here, got a power supply shroud right here, which looks like it has a cutout right here, so that if you had like a radiator that like kept going down, you could put it there and still have the radiator shroud, which is pretty cool. One cool thing I like about the power supply shroud is it's just angled there and it says Fractal Design. It just looks kind of cool. Like, I like the way that looks. One also nice thing to mention is, of course, the fan cables are black, which is nice. That's the CPU backplate cutout thing right there, so that's cool. Let's see, got some angular design right here, which is nice. Grommets. Let's see, is there anywhere for the, oh, okay, yeah. There's a little hole right here. It seems like it's getting a little bit dark here, but there's a little hole right here, so you can route some cables. Is that the only hole? There's a little hole right here too, so maybe like the audio cable or something. And then of course I'm sure you have, a grommet up here and a grommet right there for like your CPU power cable and stuff like that. So that's very nice. So yeah, it looks like grommets pretty good everywhere. And now we get into the area where you can like mount drives and stuff like that on the back side of this case. Yeah, wow, some of these screws are very tight. Wow. Oh, okay, and look at that. The back panel, the one that obviously doesn't have the window, has a lot of soundproofing. Like, that thing is thick, so that's very cool. There is no soundproofing on the side with the window, like around the window, but I don't know if that's really gonna make any difference whatsoever. Here we got a bag that has, another air filter in here too. Oh, okay, cool, all right. So yeah, this is an air filter, I believe, for the top. It looks like it is probably magnetic, I believe, so that whenever you don't want to put that, to close it off up there, you can still have it filtered, which is great. Very smart Fractal Design. Looks like we got some straps there that say Fractal Design that hold that stuff down. Very smart move there. Got some cables here for audio. Audio conveniently isn't totally black, which kind of sucks, but maybe fix that with a little bit of tape or whatever you want to do that. Maybe plasti dip. Got a USB 3.0 header here, of course, front panel headers, and fan header and stuff like that. So they route all that stuff nicely for you. Then you get two 3.5-inch drive bays. So that's nice and fun. Got some good mounting for that right there. This case definitely goes for like the white and the black kind of aesthetic. It doesn't really do much white, but keep that in mind that if you're just doing black, there's going to be a little bit of white involved in this as well. But yeah, there we go. We got some accessories. We'll see what Fractal Design gives us with this case. Oh, okay. Actually, just look at the contents right there. 4 power supply screws, 20 2.5-inch drive screws. It's also, oh, okay. Oh, and then 8 3.5-inch drive screws. Oh, okay. I thought they just used the same size, but maybe not, I guess. 8 motherboard screws, 1 standoff tool. Oh, that's nice to have to screw down the standoffs to make them so they're not going to come up whenever you try to take off the motherboard. Motherboard standoffs, and 6 cable ties, which is cool. Do they give you any more of the Velcro? I guess they don't. Yeah, I guess they don't. I don't really see any in there. So I guess I'm not even going to go through this, but I mean, it looks like it's pretty well divided up. Get some zip ties, which is nice. But it looks like you only get 3 of those Velcro things. I guess you could probably just buy some more online, but I'll tell you what, those Velcro straps, like, I have those on my Fantex case in 2 Pro, and wow, are they come in handy. You don't need to, every time you change up your computer, you don't have to get like new Velcro straps and crap like that. It's great. So drive accessibility, looks like you get, 2 3.5-inch drives, and I believe if you wanted to and you didn't have any 3.5-inch drives, you could actually install an even longer power supply. But as you see, I mean, you can put a pretty damn big power supply in this thing. But if you really wanted to, I believe there's screws underneath the computer, and you can take out the 3.5-inch drive tray if you don't have any 3.5-inch drives, but you still want and you want like a really long power supply or something. Or if you really have a short power supply, you could probably jam another 3.5-inch drive down there, but personal opinion, I guess. And you're like, whoa, then where do I put my SSD and stuff like that? Well, I believe that is where you do these screw holes. Yeah, I think so. And then you have a little thumb screw here so you can take it off. But yeah, I think 1 right here, 2, and then 3. So you have 3 2.5-inch drive and I guess mounting solutions right on the back of the motherboard, which is pretty cool. And then of course you have many you know, like areas where you can use zip ties, or if you have any of those Velcro straps, they work really well as well. And then you have a lot of area for the you know, the 24 pin and stuff like that. And yeah, that's a pretty damn cool case. Well, hopefully I covered everything in this unboxing video. Sorry if it wasn't super organized. Sometimes it's really hard to organize unboxing videos, I'll tell you what. But, and I'm not really sure if this power supply shroud comes out. It looks like it doesn't. It does have some vent holes, which is nice, I suppose. I don't know if it's totally necessary, but I suppose it's cool. Yeah, I like all the features on this case. And it looks like only one of the standoffs is they put on there for you. But I mean, they give you the other ones, but they give you that main one that you almost always use, I think, on any different kind of case. But looks like a pretty damn cool case. If you need any more of the info, it's like on here basically. Fractal Design really does a good job at listing all this stuff. Like if you're looking like for like the CPU height maximum, let's see, it's CPU coolers up to 168 millimeters tall. I'm gonna try to use my NHG 15 from Noctua. I'll see if it fits. If it doesn't, which it might not, then I'll just get something else, I guess. I know the 1700 Ryzen CPU comes with the Wraith cooler, which might be good, but I probably still want something aftermarket. And then, of course, you know, 5 expansion slots. It'll fit a micro ATX motherboard or mini ATX if you want to do that for some reason. ATX power supplies up to 175 millimeters, or you can do longer if you want to take out the drive bay. There's the case dimensions in case you need that, and all the cooling. So yeah, it's a pretty feature-packed case. So thank you guys for watching this unboxing video. I think I might do a review on this case. Let me know if you guys want one of those in the comment section below. Probably shouldn't make this video any longer because it's probably close to 15 minutes already, or if longer than that, I don't freaking know. But anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. Peace out.